Welcome to my new series, Artificial Intelligence for the Benefit of Academia. Every week I will expose you to one application based on the superpowers of artificial intelligence. Today, the second in the series, I will present a site called Humata, and I present you only one part of the ever-developing ability of the website, its ability to read a PDF file and draw conclusions from it. The website summarizes the article for us, takes out the main points and answers questions we ask of it. In the following demo, I will use a small part of the site's power. Subscribe to Humata. I have the link for you below, and do opt for the paid version, cheap but powerful. Play with it and send me notes and suggestions. My email address is below. What will I do? First, I will upload to Humata a chapter I wrote with Chen Ozeri, and I will show you how I ask him questions about the text, what the answers are, and I will evaluate whether it helps to understand what it is all about. With the ability to ask questions and mark passages, you are in a completely different place at the stage of conducting a literature review for your papers or writing your findings in a broad academic context. Until recently you worked manually. From now on, you have brains, intelligence, artificial intelligence. Today, we begin with Humata. Let us begin. So I'm only signed into Humata. I deleted all my files and I'm going to upload the same chapter I used last week just to make a comparison with CSpace. So I'm going again for a March for Power. This is chapter 6. He's thinking, he's reading the paper. Thank you for reading my paper. And now, that's it. It's ready. I can ask questions. Let's open it. So I open the document, A March for Power, the variety of political programs on the Eurovision stage. Let's ask a question. What is this paper about? Okay, so he needs to summarize the paper. Let's see what he's doing. This document is a review of recent studies by Gad Yair and Chen Ozeri about the Eurovision Song Contest and its political and cultural implications. The study argues that the contest is not an impartial competition and is influenced by politics in various guises, revealing various forms of doing politics, including hegemonic suspicion and conflict. The Eurovision Song Contest is not just a musical competition, but also a political and cultural seismograph that reflects national and cultural schisms. The document also cites examples of political elements in the contest, including the influence of Swedish officials over decision-making in the European Broadcasting Union and Israel's use of the contest to send alternative message to soothe critiques of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Let's forget it. Now, what is the seismograph telling about the Russia-Ukraine conflict in the Eurovision Song Contest? The paper was published before Russia invaded into Ukraine in 2022, suggesting that the Eurovision was a seismograph. It predicted that this might happen. And now you see that for a specific question, the context is made clear by the software, where it reads the information from. Okay, so this is the context, and let's see how it summarizes it. The seismograph of the Eurovision Song Contest reflects the political and cultural tensions between Russia and Ukraine, particularly in the aftermath of the Russian invasion of Crimea. The victory of Ukraine's Jamala in 2016 with the song 1944 is seen as a clear example of political rivalries penetrating the Eurovision Song Contest stage. The song focused on the Soviet deportation of the Tatars from Ukraine during... This is amazing, guys. This is amazing. It just tells you the real story behind the seismograph, between the underlying the argument. So it does read the paper and it brings out the main points. Let's see. The response by Russian officials was prompt, with Kremlin officials and lawmakers slamming the voting system and claiming there was an information war against the country. The Russian-Ukrainian conflict was reignited by recent Ukrainian boycott for Russian entry to the 2017 event in Kiev. Now, this is just amazing. What was the origin of Eurovision studies in the first place? So I'm asking a question that only I can, guess, because I was the founder of Eurovision studies, and indeed he is quickly to understand who was the first and what happened. Let's see how he summarized that section, okay? So he learns the introduction and makes a summary. The origin of Eurovision studies can be traced back to the late 1980s when Gad Yair, this is me, one of the authors of this paper, was a master's student living in dorms in Jerusalem. On the eve of the live broadcast of the Eurovision Song Contest, the students in the dorms debated whether there were political loyalties and biases in the contest. At that point, there was no academic research on the topic, and the idea that the Eurovision was impregnated with political elements was just an anecdote, an opinion. Gad Yair published the first two papers on the topic in the early 1990s, which were among the first academic efforts to expose hidden political loyalties and cultural biases. This is it. He reads the PDF, extracts the information exactly responding to the questions, and bringing the information back to us. Humata is simply amazing. Sign up, use it. Your work as an academic will be transformed. Well, how impressed are you with Humata? Send me your email and you will not miss future talks. My address is below. In the meantime, please try Humata and do not wait for next week's application to decide which is best for you, because more are to come. Science differently. Until next time, I am Professor Gad Yair.